Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble, Patreon, and anything else I usually go about on Twitter X. Just a quick update regarding Death Stranding series. I will try to do 3 episodes per week at this moment, so it will be Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. See if I can manage that. Again, it takes a long time to do the upload stuff there, and then check if it has any kind of copyright stuff in terms of the music used on the game itself. But I think I can manage 3 episodes per week, and probably I'll try to maintain that cadence until we wrap up this gaming series there. But yeah, I'm going to take that decision. So next episode will be Monday. Other than that, we got complete the gameplay series if you want to check them out. But yeah, let's go to the news. Not a lot of stuff is happening, but some interesting things here regarding, again, recalling the thermal gel leak issue from Gigabyte RTX 50 series. I think mainly the 5090s. Again, it seems that the problem is solved per se. I think it was the first batch or something like that that had too much thermal gel applied on these GPUs. And usually it seems to happen when they are on a vertical mount system. Again, it's not good. Again, I don't know why they go about doing with this solution of the thermal gel. I think there is better ways to go about it. But interesting enough, the founder of PowerGPU, system integration company, discovered that his own personal system got affected with this. Yeah. If you bought the first at least the first batch of these Gigabyte GPUs, this is only for Gigabyte ones. You might encounter this kind of situation, especially if you're mounting them in a vertical solution. But yeah, it's never good. Again, thermal pads are, I think, good enough, even with the 5090s, in terms of dealing with this situation, given that these coolers are massive in terms of dissipating heat. I don't see a lot of issues there in terms of normal gaming usage with I don't know, any reference GPU there. But yeah, it happened again. It will bound to happen in a lot of this first batch, at least. Supposedly that's the response from Gigabyte. Let's hope that it will not happen a lot more. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see if this will ramp up in terms. Again, given the more you use the GPU, even if it's not in a vertical situation, leakage can occur because again, from the problem seems to be too much thermal gel applied on the assembling of this GPU. But yeah, in terms of other stuff, we got AMD supposedly confirms unofficially the 9600X3D, so a 6-core 3D V-cache there, especially on the latest drivers. And again, Ryzen 9000 Pros, sorry, and Ryzen 5 9600 Non-X variant also. Again, Vcache CPUs are good for gaming. Again, this might be something tempting if you have even like a 7000 series, I don't know, something like my own CPU, like a 7700X. You might be tempted in, even though it has less 2 cores, instead of an 8, it's a 6 one. But then again, in terms of gaming performance, we will need to wait for performance metrics and reviews, especially comparative to 9800X3D and previous generations, also to see how well it can stand. And of course, the main thing is price. But yeah, from here, basically that's it in terms of CPU stuff there. Again, this is an official announcement because it's part of the latest drivers there in terms of support. But on the GPU side of things, similarly, the next RDNA or UDNA based lineup, because they are going to merge RDNA and Ryzen to be one architecture there. Supposedly, the next GPU lineup will have support for HDMI 2.2, which can handle to up 80 gigabytes of display bandwidth. And again, there is no official word. Again, this is coming from Kepler, which is kind of a well-known kind of leaker. There is no official word regarding the DisplayPort support there, but I will assume it will be increased to the newest I think DisplayPort 2.1b or something like that. Again, I'm not sure where we are at this point in time regarding this kind of the DisplayPort and HDMI. But then again, future proof, let's say, even though I don't think in terms of this the DisplayPort and HDMI, they are going to be used fully to to the extent that they can handle the communication of the image there. As you can see, this supposedly HDMI 2.2 can handle up to 12K 120 frames. Again, even playing at 4K, which is the tip top in terms of gameplay, can handle for 480 hertz. Again, it's a lot of hertz to play at 4K. Maybe you can play, I don't know, a Vampire Survivors, was a very simple game at 4K, 480 hertz. But again, huge amounts of leeway for monitor support there. And of course, given that this is GPU, it already has a ceiling associated when they launch. So that's that. But yeah, interesting stuff there. Again, the more they can support in terms of connections, the better, regardless of whatever the DisplayPort or HDMI version will be there. In terms of other stuff regarding games, supposedly Pearl Abyss, which is the publisher studio that it's at this moment working on Crimson Desert and already launched Black Desert. In 2008, give or take, they acquired the CCP games, which are well known for EVE Online, for around almost $500 million. And they supposedly are now reporting looking for buyers for the CCP studios games there. It seems that CCP already canceled at least 4 games. Again, and it's a lot of IPs surrounding some of the EVE Online stuff there, if I assume, but it's a lot of MMO games there. Again, multiplayer games, the market is a little bit oversaturated. And again, other projects just they basically were canceled in early stages of production, even though they tried to launch and released, and they in some aspects did like offshoots of the EVE Online universe games. They didn't go well, it seems. Again, I don't play too much multiplayer online, and this is kind of I'm not sure if it is a simulator or if it is like a 4X strategy game. But yeah, it seems that it's not going that well. But yeah, probably, I don't know, in the near future, if something doesn't come up, we'll assume that the studio might close down. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how they are in terms of users online and in terms of the microtransaction stuff, how it is, if they are getting some revenue out of the IPs that they've been launching in terms of games. But yeah, doesn't seem that good. Then we got an update regarding Liza P sales. I think I didn't cover this. I think the last thing I covered from him was the Overture DLC review. But it seems that the game itself sold well, at least 3 million copies sold. And supposedly over 90% of the sales came out of outside of South Korea. Then, in terms of Game Pass stuff, there it seems that they managed to reach around 7 million players again. As you can see, you can reach to 7 million players and not only per se get 3 million copies sold. But yeah, it's a good number again for the scope and I think the production budget. 3 million copies is a good number for them. Again, the game will continue to sell here and there, especially on sales on Steam, I assume. But yeah, it's good to see that the game did exceed expectations from the studio, and hopefully we'll get another one I don't know, in the meantime. I'm not sure how well it fits a sequel for this game. Again, I didn't play the game yet, but the DLC, it seems to set up more stuff in terms of the base game, in terms of story and lore. Seems to set up a lot of good things, and probably explain why certain things happened in the main game. At least that's the perception that I got. I don't know how well it can be extended on the sequel or something like that in terms of storytelling. But yeah, let's see how that goes for the next game from NetEase. And then lastly, we got an announcement from NetEase Games. They are announcing basically AAA single player action adventure game, which is called Blood Message. It will come out eventually consoles and PC. Again, this is from Thunderfire Studio or Developer 24 Entertainment Linea, a new developer studio subsidiary of Thunderfire Studio. Sorry, announced Blood Message. Very interesting setting. I think not only is CGI, but I think we got some snippets of gameplay, in-engine gameplay. It seems. Again, I cannot trust that much, but it seems pretty good in terms of graphic-wise. And again, I'm not sure how well it is inspired on real historical things that happen on the China. They call here the Tang Dynasty. Again, I'm not very well knowledge there. But yeah, some stuff here is very interesting. I think you will play with this guy, which is a father. I think he's looking for his son from the trailer. At least that's the perception that I got. I think we will have some companions playing along with you. There is some stealth associated with that, some interesting combat mechanics that are shown there on the trailer, at least as a concept of what they're trying to do. But yeah, the thing is still there is no release date, but very interesting setup. Again, I always like this kind of things where they try to captivate with some interesting concepts there in terms of the storytelling that they're trying to do, and hopefully they can do something good with this. And again, it's a single player action adventure. Again, even NetEase is very well known for the, I think, gacha games and multiplayer games, and it seems to be a trend. I assume a little bit to a certain extent, even though they are been launching more games since, for example, Black Myth Wukong, which is a huge hit, 20 plus million copies sold. I think there is a trend of Eastern studios, mainly from Japanese to Chinese and Southern Eastern studios there, that are focusing on good single player experiences. Even if they are kind of shorter experience, at least good experiences. And I think they are getting the message that when you have good experience on whatever is a single player action or whatever it is, if it is done well and focus on the vision of the creative director, usually we get good sales. We've got also Celebrate doing well in terms of sales there. Again, it's a single player game, and if you can at least deliver some good game mechanics, focused game mechanics there, not over bloated Ubisoft open world games with losing yourself in everything except playing the game to a certain extent. Yeah, I think we are getting some good games in the near future, especially from that part of the world. But yeah, this is what I got in terms of news. In terms of gaming deals, we still have Bionic Bay, very positive feedback, kind of a puzzler where you manipulate gravity, time, and all that jazz. 20% off, so it's a recent launch. We got Black Myth Wukong, is on sale, 20% off until 26 of this month. We got also Dead Space. We got some EA summer sale here. Again, 80% off. I can recommend fully this game at this price point. It's a pretty good experience. With the only nitpick that I have is some stuttering or traversal stuttering, especially when you start opening new doors that give access to new areas. Usually it's when you have some performance issue. Other than that, I did a gameplay on this one. You can check out the first couple of episodes to see how, in terms of performance goes. Other than that, the gameplay seems pretty good, and again, very faithful from the original there. Then you got Death Stranding. Again, I do recommend Director's Cut, and I'm having a blast playing this game. 60% off. I think it's a steal for what this game has to offer. Again, um, I really do enjoy this game. I've been playing a lot, and it's been a wild ride exploring the world. Again, this game seems to be more in line trying to set up a lot of world stuff there, which is very interesting to try and read all the journals, emails, and all that jazz, and try to see what Kojima is trying to do here with this IP. Then you got Dredge, 50% off on all editions. No, complete edition is only 33% off. But yeah, I'm very curious of playing this game one of these days when I can. We got also Jagged Alliance free. It's 50% off as usual. Yeah, it's from the same guys that did the first two mainline games of Jagged Alliance. They came back and did the Jagged Alliance free. So I think it's a good game. And again, very positive feedback from the players. We've got also Mass Effect Legendary Edition, 90% off. Again, it's a good trilogy. It adds all the DLC, everything upscaled to 4K, whatever, and all that jazz. Again, for this price point, I think it's a good buy if you want to try out Mass Effect. Then you got how do you say this? Nine Souls. 30% off. Again, very positive feedback. It's kind of a Metroidvania with Souls-like difficulty combat there. Seems very interesting. Yeah, it's one of those that I'm willing to try out one of these days also when I have time. And yeah, 30% off. We got also Nobody Wants to Die still on sale, 60% off, kind of a detective game here. So it's very interesting, very Blade Runner kind of aesthetics there, retro sci-fi punk kind of a thing there. We got also Pacific Drive still on sale, 50% on the deluxe edition. We got Planet of Lana. I do recommend this game, especially at this price point, 75% off. Again, if you're curious about this one, you can check out the first episode to have an idea what this game is all about. But yeah, I really did enjoy this game. Got also Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, again from EA stuff. I can recommend this if you want to try out a Star Wars game with some light Souls-like kind of combat there. Story is serviceable. I don't. There is no need for the deluxe edition. I think the base game is good enough. Again, I left a review with some highlights of what I thought about this, and the same thing can be applied to Star Wars Jedi Survivor. At this price point, again, I can recommend. It's a better experience overall comparatively to the previous one. In terms of PC performance, it still has some issues here and there, but it was patched out a lot after the launch, so that's why you see a little bit more positive feedback since the game came out. And then lastly, we got Tomb Raider Definitive Survivor Trilogy. Again, Tomb Raider, Shadow Tomb Raider, and also Rise of Tomb Raider with all the DLC. So Game of the Year edition here, 80% off. It seems a pretty good trilogy. I played the first two. It was enjoyable, raiding some tombs, doing some puzzles, and all that jazz. It seems pretty good. I didn't play yet the Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I will eventually replay the trilogy and do a gaming series out of that. But yeah, it's on sale. I do recommend it from what I played from the first two games. But yeah, this is where I'll end up here for today. I'll wrap up here with a plug in my Patreon as usual for access support, which is to try to get around and get a better storage solution so I can have backups for the stuff that I do for my clients. And of course, some extra storage for the videos that I do for the channel. And with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful day. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, Kunamy Master out.